the different styles of riding horses. There's like trail riding, show, and sports. When someone asks me what it feels like when I ride, the answer is it makes me feel free. When I ride, I don't have a worry or problem in the world. The type of the rider that I enjoy is trail riding, because you're outside, it's just you and your horse, and you don't have to think about anything. It's like nothing can touch you. But to some people, show riding makes them feel free. It's when they're in the ring and all eyes are on them. They feel unstoppable. For others, the thrill of sports riding makes them feel free because the sensation of the competition and the pressure of being timed makes them feel complete. In my speech, I'll explain in more detail on trail, show, and sports riding. I've had horses all my life. My father was the one that introduced me to horses, just like his father introduced him. It's something him and I share. I will explain how trail, sport, and show riding are all different in the way you're supposed to ride. With trail riding, I got it off the Trail Rider magazine, www.equestrian.com. When you ride, you need to make a plan. You need to set the time you're going to leave, you need to see how many people's in your group, and the place you're going to ride, and what time you're going to be back. Someone that's not in your group, you need to tell them where you're going to be riding at, just in case something happens and you're not back at the time you're supposed to be there. And if it's a place you've never been, you need to have a map. And you need supplies, such as food and water, like sunscreen, a raincoat, the first aid for you and your horse, just in case something happens. And you need a way to communicate throughout your group if you get split up, such as walkie-talkies or cell phones. And then when you're riding, you also can teach your horse things, such as you can switch positions of the horse by taking the horse that's in the front and taking him in the back. It will teach the horse that you're in control of him, and it will set the pace of the way you want the horse to be riding. And also, wagon training is what my family we do a lot. Which is groups of wagons and horses. We get together and we ride, and sometimes we even camp. It sometimes lasts for a day or a weekend or even a week or weeks. And during this, we also raise money for benefits or charity. When we do this, we ride during a weekend or a week and we camp out. We have auctions during the ride. We have sponsors that come in and give us things from their store, and we auction them off. And that money goes to that charity. And then sometimes we even have a huge dinner, and that money also goes to the charity or benefit we're doing for. We do most of the time when we have this, we make a lot of money, and it helps out the charity a lot. Even though trail riding is very relaxing and enjoyable, another type that's more intense is show riding. A type is English pleasure. It's done in a ring, and you're the only person in the ring, and you have little obstacles you have to go over. And you, your horse, and your tack, which is your riding equipment, have to look elegant in the ring. You're judged on the natural gaits, which is a walk and a trot, and the trot is like a fast jog, and then a canter, which is faster than a trot, but it's slower than a gallop, so it's more like a fast jog. And your gallop is pretty much like a run. And you're also judged on the horse's manner, the performance and quality, and conformation. Your conformation is what the horse looks, the way it jumps over the obstacles, or the little obstacles. The horse is supposed to give off the impression of it being an elegant pleasure ride. Another is Western pleasure. And I got this information from the Horse Central magazine, www.horseshowcentral.com. Just as English pleasure, it's done in a ring, but it's more, you have 4 or 5 people in the ring when you do this. You, your tack, and your horse needs to look flashy with this one. Your clothes need to look colorful and glitterful. It needs to stand out, but it also needs to match. And your horse is judged on the manner, the way the horse is built, the way it's muscular, the way it presents itself, and also the color of the horse. If it looks like clean and chic, if it stands out. And also, it's judged on its walk and jog, and lope, which is a fast jog. And if it stays on the rail in order. And also they're judged on reversing your horse. When you're in the ring, you have to reverse to see how good your horse obeys you. A good Western pleasure horse moves evenly, measured strides, calmly, willingly, and looks like a smooth ride. Show riding takes a lot of work. but it's enjoyable too. When it comes to pumping your adrenaline is what happens when you do sports riding. Show jumping, you and the horse jump through an obstacle course. It's a tough sport because you have to balance while you're on the horse. The rider has to have a good sense of balance. And the rider and your horse, you have to work as one. You have to be one. Once you jump, you're not allowed to jump at all. The rider needs to be able to judge the jump wisely and have light reaction and good nerves. And then another type of sports riding is cutting horse. And I got this from the Cutting magazine. It's big in rodeos, but also it's a sport all itself. It's very competitive. You have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to cut, which is to separate as many cattle from the herd as you can. Once the cow is selected from the herd, the rider loosens up the reins and holds on, and the horse does the rest, because that's what the horse is trained to do. The horse's job is not to let the cow return to the herd. They use this a lot on cattle ranches to brand and tag and give shots. It takes many hours, and it takes a really, really long time to train one of these horses because it's just so much you have to learn, and the horse has to do by itself. I hope everyone has received some information on different types of horseback riding. Even though there are more types of riding, but the types that I've mentioned today are the most popular. Those styles are done the most, and actually the style of the jumping has become an Olympic sport now. Trail riding, show riding, and sports riding can only grow and become a lot more popular. That's it.